Bible just doesn't hit his heart. You can see it hits Corpusalo's left hand there. Straight down to the butterfly.
What up? What up? Yo, 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 yo. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties. But we are back. And I didn't even know hockey was opening night was tonight. I thought it was tomorrow night. So we're watching a little hockey. We've got the Boston Bruins against the Florida Panthers. Excuse me. Whoa. So welcome. Hopefully, Are You Ready to Rock is recovering financially from the last stream. It's all about the money, honey. Let me know if the TV's too loud. And I'll take care of it. I think I have found the sweet spot for the volume of the TV not being too loud. Aloha, Mr. Handa. The pizza guy from Fast Times at Ridgemont High once tried to pick up on me at the hardware store in West Hollywood. Kuntz Hardware. We'll give them a little plug. And I'm looking at shower heads, and he said to me, "Would you like to come to my dinner party tonight?" And I instantly realized it was his name's Taylor Negron, Comedy Store paid regular. And I'm like, "Well, who else is going to be at this dinner party?" And he's like, "Just you and me." Hello, get out of my face, you Piazza. What up, Joe? Oh my God, we've got two. All we need is Kip Smith. And we've got the three mods in the house. I think I've found the better audience for me is a little earlier than I like to do it. So I'm going to try and, I'm not going to do it every day, but, maybe stream after MLC's off the air. Hello. I had to make William Zoom a moderator, Gina, because we had a saboteur in the stream the other night, and you and Kip were nowhere to be found. Well, I can't say the F word on my stream, so I do find it acceptable to say Piazza. We don't. Well, I did do Jesse Lee Peterson's podcast, so I guess you could say Newport. Hello. Let me clarify. I never said we can't talk about the Dabbleverse. I said you just have to pay for it, which explains why no one talks about the Dabbleverse in here. No, it's all good, Gina Babina. I know, and I'm voting for the Great White Hope. I liked Jesse Lee. We got along. I mean, I didn't, to be honest with you, I thought I would get more followers from it. I probably picked up maybe about 10 on Instagram and anywhere from 5 to 10 on Twitter. But he staggers how he, I guess, promotes it. Like this week, I think he's putting out 4 shorts, one of which was, I think, last night. So, I had a good time. And, I think a lot of famous comics are, I think they're closeted fans of Jesse Lee. So I would do it again. I had some big hits in this Boston game. Now, this game could get a little wild because Boston obviously has Marchand. They have Nikita Zadorov, who's a monster. And, Boston has Ed Kastelik's kid, Mark Kastelik, who's a pretty tough bird. And, of course, Florida has Kachuk, Bennett. No more Ryan Lomborg. He's in Calgary now. But, yeah, I mean, I did notice probably every current video, shorts included. Here we go. We got a nice fight. Here we go. The first fight of the season, baby. We got number 10 for Florida, Kastelik. Am I a fucking... Whoa. That's a wrestling match. Not that his dad would be proud, though. I'm not... Whoa. All right, Kastelik, and I can't see who the Panther was. Number 10. I'm not familiar. The Panthers crowd's hyped up, man. You win a Stanley Cup, you can market hockey in Florida. But the problem is now you got to keep winning, because the second they start losing, the crowds are going to dip. 1405. I love it. Well, AC/DC, we'll call it the Earl, William, and AC/DC show. So, we are all welcome here. We are soldiers in the Earl Army. I'm not sure why they were fighting. We'll get a replay here. All right. Kastelik with a not necessarily a dirty hit on the Panther, but the number 20 was or number 10 was sticking up. So, I mean, AC/DC, I can only talk to the people who are here, and there's 9 of us, 9 strong. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. And I realize that me streaming a hockey game is probably not going to bring in the big numbers, but, it's all right. We'll be all right. We will come out on the other side of this. Staggy Waggy. We're going to have to file a missing persons report on Peter Chicken Man Brennan. I think Dr. Nova has taken him out. This game's very rough. Jesus. This game is, I'm glad hockey's back. Preseason hockey. We got a score here. Sammy Bennett, baby. Just scored a goal mouth scramble on ex-Los Angeles Kings goalie Jonas Korpisalo. Goal wasn't really his fault. I was a Korpisalo fan, to be honest with you, but the King fans were not. But he ain't the reason why we lost to Edmonton. Trust me on that one. Welcome aboard, Staggy. Yeah, that's all on Carlo, the Bruins defenseman, not tying up the Panthers players' stick. So that ain't on Korpisalo. The Chicken Man apparently has more going on in his life than me, so he has less free time. Well, I have a lot of free time myself, so sometimes. And I got a new landline phone, so I don't even know how to turn the ringer down. I hope no one calls me because it's a loud ring. Speaking of which, there used to be a dude who used to call me as soon as I would start a stream, and he hasn't done that in a while. It always kind of scared me. Now, my number's listed. I still have a landline, so, I love landlines. Big Earl, that girl stopped talking to me because I didn't have your photo to use and had to use mine. Not Jeff Ross. I don't think Jeff Ross is calling me under any circumstances. And I think we'll both be better off for that. A lot of people ask me, is it awkward when we're in the same room together? Not for me. All right, the Panthers are pouring it on now. Losterinen, I don't know who that is. Luostarinen. 2-0, Florida Panthers, 12:29 left. That goal wasn't Korpisalo's fault either. Night Moose. So because I never, uh, really the only reason I don't like him. I mean, you guys know the reason why. I was fucked over on 2 TV shows. Was taken off the roast of my best friend because of him. So I've never said anything about anything personal going on in Jeff's life. So que sera, cara. Earl will be the beautiful baritone on the last functioning party line. I mean, this is a nice. We go. You got a nice landline. It's new. It lights up when you touch it. I can't really see it from here, but I needed a new landline because I just do. There might be some fights in this game. If this game becomes a complete blowout, whoa, whoa. I mean, Corpusalo is under siege right now, baby. By the way, the Kings start the season Thursday night against the Buffalo Sabres, who are already 0-2. They played in Prague 2 games. I don't know why the hell the NHL is playing in fucking Prague. You got to market the game in America, where 80% of your fucking teams are. But what do I know? I'm just a 45-year hockey fan. If you got a trust fund in commercial real estate, you need a landline. Yeah, I mean, I don't fuck around. And you guys know my Wi-Fi is not the best. My cell phone coverage obviously ain't the best. So landline sounds real clear. And the price of landlines has gone down. I mean, this used to be like a $200 landline. Is on sale at Best Buy for, I think, $60. I mean, who's buying a landline? So I'm getting a text now from the real estate agent. I looked at a few open houses on Sunday. One was literally 50 feet from my sister's house, which would be cool. And he has a 3-car garage. He converted a third of it into a sound studio, which would be amazeballs for this podcast or stream, whatever you want to call it. And so who knows? Daddy man moving to the valley. No, my sister lives in an area by the Hollywood Bowl. So it's literally right in the middle of the valley in Hollywood. So I'm hoping to move out of West Hollywood finally. I'm for whatever reason a little more motivated. If your landline isn't working for some reason, the call can go straight to your cell phone if you let the phone company know. Yeah, that is a thing on this phone as well. So, but I'm not a big phone person, so I'm gonna keep my landline and cell phone separately. Um, but I guess I don't get a lot of phone calls. I get a lot of text. So I've seen a commercial now for some restaurant. The food looks fucking disgusting. DQ. Oh my god, I would never eat at DQ. Um, and congratulations to my friend Dave Joseph, ex Los Angeles Kings PA announcer, is now the PA announcer of the Utah Hockey Club, which I believe plays tonight. So they are showing what the Panthers did with the Stanley Cup. I mean, that Stanley Cup has been around the block. Well, I mean, they're just better for me, landlines, because, like I said, there's not a lot of cell phone towers around here. Utah Hockey Club, they don't even have a name yet. They are just being called the Utah Hockey Club this year. They are the old Arizona Coyotes team. Arizona move. Here goes another fight, baby. Here we go. Oh. Here, this game buck wild. Frederick and Bennett. We got a game here, baby. This could be my new stream. Just streaming hockey games. So we got hormone hockey. I mean, John Smith. I mean, well, see, there's a little backstory here. Sam Bennett elbowed Marchand last year in the playoffs. It was a cheap shot. I mean, I know it was Marchand. And Kyle Frederick, first time out on the ice against Sam Bennett, went to fight him, and Bennett wouldn't fight him. I love it, man. I love fucking hockey. When it's like this, I mean, if this game's a blowout, this could be a 7-hour stream for daddy. I'm pumped up. What's up, ear? Oh, Earl. My bad. I was in Bakersfield Arena last weekend, home of the Condors. I was there for AEW. Speaking of which, AEW is tonight. Let me get my clicker, make sure I'm recording. Time out. There must be a baseball game on tomorrow. I got my sister calling me right now. I gotta. Okay, it is taping. All right. Let me text my sister back. Hold on here. I mean, this game, 10 minutes in, we've seen a little bit of everything. But hold on here. I got to just text my sister back. You know, family comes before streaming. I'll tell you that much. So let me, where is my, hold on here. I went to AEW Dynamite in Bakersfield. It's an okay arena. I mean, it's a good arena for Bakersfield. The last time I was at the no, not the MGM, T-Mobile, was to see the Killers last, or maybe 2 summers ago. And I think I've been to a few Frozen Furies there. Maybe a wrestling event there. I mean, I like T-Mobile. Got to feel bad for hockey opening night, and everyone's into the baseball, but hockey's not a big fucking TV sport anyway. But ESPN, if you're a network that doesn't have the baseball contract, you got to have something. I mean, speaking of that, Grant Thor, I saw clips of Motley Crue last night at the Troubadour, and it was fucking horrible, man. And those tickets were going for fat $1,500 up. Fuck that. Now, I did like what they did was the tickets originally went on sale for $19.81. And my friends, you'd think that the Troubadour's capacity, I think, is 500 people. I've been there for a fully sold out Portugal, the man, and it's probably seats 400 to 500. But because Motley Crue and the stage setup, really only about 200 people got in. So when all the people waited in line, anyone after number 100, 2 tickets each, probably wasn't going to get in. I mean, my friend was, I think, 116th in line and did not get in. So Um, and I was offered a ticket for close to $2,000, and I was like, no, I saw him 10 years ago, and it wasn't good. And then I was offered a ticket for the Roxy show for $750. I'm like, no thanks. Uh, I mean, I'll say this in regards to Piercy. What up, Ross? At least he fucking puts in an effort. Like every time I've seen Piercy the last 3 to 4 years, I walk away happy. But I'm a big Rat fan. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I think that if you're not a Rat fan and you don't dig his voice, you probably walk out after the third song going, I'm not feeling it. By the way, my next concert will be to see my friends, my good friends, Bowling for Soup, October 24th. Yeah, but not this version. I mean, go on YouTube and I think AC/DC, look up on YouTube, Same Old Situation at the Troubadour. It's brutal. And I'm not a guy who talks shit just to talk shit, as you know. And it's kind of cool to see John 5 on guitar, but holy fuck. I mean, I paid. I was with my ex in 2015. We saw them at Anaheim, where Alice Cooper was. What up, Cold C? Alice Cooper was the opening act, and I mean, it was bad. I mean, Alice was awesome, but Vince is singing the track. He steps away from the mic. You hear the vocals. I don't know if Nikki Sixx was playing bass, to be honest with you. Now, I was right. I was. We were Mick Mars stage side, so he played. He seemed to be. Him and Tommy Lee seemed to be the only one playing. Uh, I mean, Tommy Lee is a very entertaining drummer. Um, yeah, but for me, AC/DC, I'm not paying for the experience. I'm paying to see a band put out an effort, and that now maybe it was just that one song. I'm not gonna lie, that's the only song I saw. But I have a feeling it wasn't just the one song. It's like, bro, put in a fucking effort. Like I know you guys, are doing the Kiss. We're retired, but we're coming back to do the Sunsets. They're gonna tour again. I mean, it was packed, and I saw a few friends later who, they had a good time. But they're, you don't go to Motley Crue for the fucking uh, technical virtuosity of the tunes. But I will say with John 5, it's a very, yeah, I mean, he's a great guitar player. I mean, I like Judas Priest. I don't know if I would necessarily consider the lineup now Judas Priest. I mean, it's a great band. I mean, Scott Travis is a great technical drummer, but there was something different about Dave Holland. I just liked uh, the band um, better when Dave Holland was in them. And, obviously KK and Glenn Tipton, you can't go wrong with that. And it's nothing against the guys in the band now. I mean, Richie and Andy are great guitar players, but it's just not Judas Priest. Oh yeah, I mean, Richie Faulkner is an amazing guitar player, no doubt. I mean, and the other guy's good too. I think his name's Andy Head or Andy Held, Heald or something like that. I did have an energy drink, a Diet Rockstar, um, and a protein cookie. Um, but in terms of Judas Priest, and uh, I've seen them with KK and Glenn, and I mean Halford. It ain't the same. But fuck, he's in his mid-70s, man. Yeah, but what is Andy's last name? Is it Head or Held, something like that? I mean, you could. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, if KK Downing doesn't get along with Rob and and Ian Hill, I get it. he does his own Judas Priest, which I heard is actually pretty good, but I don't want to see that. Um, and Glenn Tipton has Parkinson's, and apparently it's pretty bad. Yeah, I love Ripper Owens. I mean, he's like, to me, he never really sounded like Rob Halford, but he has a great voice. I mean, Halford, even in his mid-70s, is still got a pretty good voice. But and their last album wasn't bad. Yeah, I mean, that's AC/DC. I mean, John 5, you could tell last night, like, even though, all right, we got hold on. We got Zadorov. Oh, we got a little Donnybrook here between two ex-teammates, Nikita Zadorov and Kachuk. Now here comes Pasternak. Watch out. You don't want to fight him, Pasternak. The pasta, man. This game's, look, I'm feeling it. Zadorov tried to fight his ex-teammate from Calgary, Kachuk. He's a big boy, Zadorov, probably about 6'6", 240. Uh-oh, Kachuk talking shit to the Bruins bench. With Jordan the Lion, Days with Jordan the Lion. Check out Jordan's travel vlog, the best in the business. Halford claims vocal. Look at George Michael. Look at Freddie Mercury. You might be onto something. Night Moose. I got a little excited with this stuff. Can someone please tell me the guy in Judas Priest's name? I have ADD. Andy something. Well, we know about the alleged. A lot of people think that Rob Halford might have been the singer who did something he shouldn't have done to warrant singer Janie Lane. Andy Stanley? That's not it. Hold on. All right. At the risk of botching my Wi-Fi, hold on here. Judas Priest. Sorry, guys. I don't have an Adam Hineker. Excuse me. Andy Snarp. Is that his name? Yes, I want the U.S. store. What the hell would I want the Judas Priest UK store, you fucking Momo? Andy Snave. Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected. He is a producer of metal. So, he's a great guitar player, and obviously Richie Faulkner is a great guitar player, but it's just not KK and Glenn. But that's not their problem. It's like people didn't like Vinnie Vincent and Kiss because they, he wasn't Ace. They didn't like Mark St. John and Kiss. Granted, he was only with them for, I think, 2 shows live anyway. Bruce Kulick, was a great, probably the best all-around guitar player in Kiss, but he was an Ace. Yes, Adam, call this episode. I didn't have an Adam Kinniger. And have we hit the goal yet? Hello. See, I'll throw in some Dabbleverse terms on the Dilio. Yeah, Andy, he's very good. I like playing him because he's like bald and shit, and he's got a receding hairline. He's rocking out. And I feel bad for Tommy Thayer because he's actually a very good guitar player, but he's known as Fake Ace. But who's in ZZ Top now? Is it Frank Beard on drums? And one of the who plays the other part in ZZ Top? Their videos were the best. Sharp Dressed Man, I beat off to that video. Because every girl's crazy about it. Sharp Dressed Man, doo-doo. I could have done the voiceover for that part. Oh, we got a cheap hit now. I'm telling you, this Panther game is going to get buck wild. Ooh, we got blood on the ice. All right, he's all right. But Tommy Thayer, my ex-girlfriend, another ex-girlfriend. I should just have an ex-girlfriend podcast. Of course, someone would come on. I'll let you guys guess on that. Oh, I see what he did. Jesus Christ. The Bruin player tried to clear the puck. And this is how fucking tough hockey players are. This guy on Florida dives to keep it in with his head. I think she was managing a Kiss tribute band called Cold Gin, where Tommy played Ace, and she's the one who told Gene, "Hey, if Ace ever gets too fucking bombed out, I got a guy for you." And she got him the gig being Kiss's road manager, and then during the reunion tour, Ace was so bombed. Their first show on the reunion tour was the K-Rock Weenie Roast. And Ace was nowhere to be found. So Tommy Thayer was in full makeup. Ace takes a helicopter from somewhere and he just walks by Tommy Thayer in full Kiss makeup and goes, "Hey, man, can you get me some coffee?" Hello. Uh, so, well, I mean, Tommy's just there. He's just happy to be on for the ride. I mean, let's be honest. Yes, Gene. Yes, Paul. I mean, the only thing I didn't like about the last show I went to at the Hollywood Bowl was Tommy's solo, and he's a great guitar player, but like, I don't want to hear your guitar solo. No offense. Baby wants it fast. Baby wants it blast. She wants a rocket ride. She wants a rocket ride. Baby's on her knees. Baby wants to please. I got to be honest with you. The latest Ace Frehley solo albums has been growing on me. The Cherry Medicine song. I mean, the video was a little rough, to be honest with you. It looks like me and Jordan did it with a viewfinder. They found 7 girls who had to act for 5 minutes like they were sexually attracted to Ace. Okay. I mean, Vinny loved those solos, especially in Montreal. I mean, I thought 10,000 volts, you could clearly tell that it was recorded on a relatively cheap budget, but, good album. Yeah, Ace does not look very healthy, but he's never looked healthy. But the video for Cherry Medicine, it's kind of a catchy song. I love you, Cherry Medicine. And those are the only words I know to the song. Yes, shout out to Les Habitants. And may Patrick Laine get better. The Bruins have scored 1 goal. It's 2-1 now, Florida Panthers. The Bruins scored a shorthanded goal. Pavel Zacha. Bobrovsky probably should have had that. I mean, I don't like criticizing goalies. I certainly couldn't have stopped it, but that's one Bob's might have wanted back. So we got AEW Dynamite. Don't forget, Jordan, AEW Dynamite tonight, baby dolls. And then we got the pay-per-view Wrestle Dream. A lot of rumors that Bobby Lashley will most likely appear at Wrestle Dream to complete the Hurt Business with MVP and Shelton Benjamin. Who had more men, Paul Stanley or Mick Jagger? I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I mean, I'll say Mick Jagger because he was around a little longer. Yeah, I like Ace's solo albums. I mean, it had to kill Gene and Paul that Ace had the only hit of the solo albums. It was a cover, Russ Ballard's, I think, New York Groove. But, what are you going to do? And, if you go back to those solo albums, I thought Paul's was the most Kiss-like. Peter's was the most true to his, he liked jazz shit. Utah crowd looks pretty pumping right now. And then I would say, Gene's was just like, hey, look how many celebrities I know. I guess I would say I enjoyed Paul's the most, to be honest with you. But what are you gonna do? I mean, it's crazy that they release those albums on the same day. I mean, that's maybe the first and last time that uh, will ever happen again. I don't see the Foo Fighters pumping out 4 solo albums in the same day. Now, of course, typical with Kiss, it was a total scam. They said all 4 albums sold platinum. They shipped platinum. They didn't sell platinum, at least at that time. Now, they might be platinum now. I'm not sure on that. Here's a DIY tip. When your back itches, you can use your phone. Thank you very much. Hit the like button if you have not done so already. Pretty please. Just trying to get the algorithm bumped. Whoa, the goal mouse scramble here. Bobrovsky, making that awkward save, which he is famous for. No, Lois, she's gotten into this new habit of when I leave to go to the gym, yoga, she licks the door. So when I get home, there's a giant puddle of her drool. Now, at first, I thought it was pee. And then I set up my iPhone to spy on her, and she licks the door and then scratches it, trying to tunnel out. Nice save by Bobrovsky there on Marchand. It's a good game. You can tell there's a bit of a beef between these two teams. So I'm only wishing that. Wow, what a goal by Sam Reinhart. Shorthander, baby. Between the legs. That's a nice goal. If you guys are not watching this game, it's on ESPN. That's a nice goal. Of course, we need a couple goal lead for the rough stuff to happen. Earl, you like Paul Verzi? He put a new special out an hour ago. I do like Paul Verzi. He's incredibly nice. Boing, Dr. Nova, you are out of control. No, I smelt it because it didn't smell like pee. And then when I put the phone and spied on her, she licks the door and then goes like that. Now, luckily, my front door is so heavy, the scratches aren't showing. I mean, I am trying to sell the unit, Lois, you son of a bitch. Both teams with shorthanded goals, and we got a 3-1 game here. Just under a minute left. Very intense game. A 55 on Boston's a big boy. Very good game. Sam Reinhart over the offseason signed an 8-year, $69 million contract in the offseason. I bet she did AC/DC. I probably know her. Boing. So, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Opening night in the National Hockey League. We got baseball on. We got AEW wrestling coming on in a minute. We've got a very well reviewed Earl Skakel appearance on the Jesse Lee Peterson Fallen State podcast. Amazing. All right. Oh, whoa! We got another game at 4-1 now, baby. Sam Bennett just scored. That's perfect for the fights. 25 seconds left to go in the first period. 4-1 Florida Panthers. This is good for the fights. All we need is like maybe one more goal, and we're on like Donkey Kong. And the Florida crowd, this might be the hottest Florida crowd I've ever heard. I mean, it's the old joke. All the Canadians who moved to Florida moved there because they hate hockey. Hello. I got to be honest with you. That wasn't Corpusalo's fault either. I mean, you're going to pick up the paper tomorrow and go 4 goals in the first period. Corpusalo sucks, but they ain't his fault. They're playing like shit. Oh, sorry about that, Chris Mack. Hockey is dead to me since the Coyotes left. Well, you're going to have to get a Utah Hockey Club shirt. I mean, I've been to a few games in the Panther or in the Coyote Arena, the old arena. Hold on, we got a little scrum at the end. All right, stop showing the bench, man. Show the scrum. All right. So the end of the first period, it is 4-1 Florida Panthers. Let's head out to Utah. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I forgot this is a nice sized crowd, given that there's a hurricane beating down on Florida's path. It might be Grand Thor. I was at many Long Beach Ice Dogs, San Diego Gulls scrap filled games. Let me see. I mean, we had Roger Maxwell and Jeff Owasco, a giant minor league tough guy. Roger had a couple cups of coffee with the NHL, not many though. They were on Long Beach. Also, Tyler Willis. They were the 3-headed monster for Long Beach, and then San Diego had my good friend from Quebec City, Sandro Sabroca. Also another good friend of mine, Sylvain de Chateletz. He was more of a disturber than a fighter, but those San Diego Long Beach games were real. They were the real deal. Trust me on that one. Have you ever been in I mean, I've been in an earthquake, many earthquakes. Well, I mean, the Zumach, whether you like him or not, let's all hope that he survives. Had season tickets. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, the Fresno Falcons. I knew a buddy of mine played on there. Thierry Duville. Yes, the Florida Panthers. Spenrath was a tough guy. Booth. Who I'm trying to think of some other tough guys on in the ECHL at that time. I mean, Long Beach was really stacked, but man, I think the owner was the TV show creator who created Coach. His heart was in the right place, but man, they didn't draw a lot. I mean, you could literally hear conversations on the other side of the arena. I mean, they drew so little. This is a true story. One night I walk in by myself. So, the rink is north-south. I walk in the north end of the main entrance, and Roger Maxwell has the puck, looks up and waves to me. He's got the puck. No wonder he didn't make it in the NHL. Hold on, we got our first tip. We don't call them super chats in this stream. ACDC 5150 $1.99. Howard, a phony elitist interview with Kamala today. 100%. People sit there and you got to give Trump this. Now, once again, you guys know where I lean politically. I'm not voting for either person, but I'll give Trump this. He goes into enemy territory. He does a debate on CNN, and CNN's rooting for Kamala. He goes on ABC, and those two moderators should have been fucking fired. I think Kamala, if they want to do a third debate, or I guess a second debate, well, 3 if you count the vice presidential debate, have her go on Fox News. And don't have Hannity do it because he'd be too nutty. You have someone like Britt Hume. Like, he leans right, but I think he's relatively fair. Is there heat between? I don't know. I mean, he doesn't return my text, and he goes on all these other comics fucking podcasts. Goes on Theo's podcast, who I saw last night. We hugged it out. You think, no one helps Earl, man. And I don't ask for much help. I'll make it on my own, bitch. Yeah, Trombley was a tough dude. He was like supposed to be like the next big tough guy, and he just same thing with Theory Duville. I had his two Kings rookie tournament shirts, but he got hurt and never played. I mean, that was his shot to make it in the NHL. The Kings have a guy like that now. His name's John Parker Jones, real tough dude. If he can make, he didn't look awful, to be honest with you. Um, we can cut. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a little hypocritical that Howard is a guy who brought us Daniel Carver and Angry Black and Wendy the Retard and Hank the Drunken Dwarf and Crackhead Bob, and now like literally you can't be in the hallway if he's walking through. I mean, Gutfeld. By the way, I just had I don't mind putting him on, giving him respect. Rob Schneider just sent a stand-up clip of mine to Greg Gutfeld. So the outfield is good. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. There's so many things that I want to say. I like my girls a little bit older. Well, he's definitely not an LA comic. I just want to use your love tonight. On that video, I always, they made that blonde, there was the record company didn't want a three-piece in the video. They wanted the band to seem bigger. So they put in an 80s metal guy. If you ever watch the video again for Your Love, you'll see, oh, that guy, what's he doing in this video? And then the blind keyboard player. Now, here's the funny thing. I thought that was just shtick. Like he was just doing like a Stevie Wonder thing. Turns out he actually was blind. You're not going to ride. No, I'm voting for that Jew broad, Jill Stein. What am I, Joe Pesci and Goodfellas? RFK was nice to Earl when they met. Well, that's because we met at my parents' funerals. So, I can't believe Igor Shesterkin. Oh, there's my boy Sean Dursey. Hold on, I gotta take a picture of that. Hold on here. I got to take a picture. This is very but Sean is a friend of mine, so I must take a picture of Sean Dursey. Thank you. Sean's a great guy. Always comes to the Comedy Store, but I can't believe Shesterkin declined an $88 million extension. 8 years, $11 million would have made him the highest paid goalie in NHL history. I don't know what more he wants. I mean, some of these fucking, I'm very pro athlete. Like, get what you can, but like that's, and I know the Rangers are this big, gigantic corporate entity, but fuck, man, that's a pretty nice offer. Oh, 100% AC/DC. He worked my parents' funerals like he knew them both. They probably met very infrequently, and he went up to every person, myself included. I'll never forget when I was getting into the limo for my mom's funeral. He stopped me, shook my hand, and said, "I'm so sorry, Earl." Now, we had never met, but he knew. Okay, that's Virginia's son. He gave me a hug, and he did the same thing at my dad's funeral. "Hey, Earl, how you doing?" I'm, blah blah blah. So he works the room. I mean, I wish he got more votes because he's obviously a very very smart man, but he is king schmooze. Now, when I went on Jesse Lee Peterson's podcast, a lot of people think I was having a beef with him, but let's be honest, he gets like 3% of the vote. So when he endorsed Trump, he literally got Trump about 5 extra votes. How is that me being mean? I keep it real, factual, actual. I got to be honest with you. I don't recall it being as gravelly as it is now. I mean, it's a little rough. I mean, yes, I wanted him on the debates, but I have an 85-inch TV, 4K surround sound, and I'm glad his baritone wasn't piping through my system. But that he would be great at voiceovers. Can you imagine watching a cartoon and goes, "Who's that voice?" doesn't do my podcast or stream. He didn't even return my text. That'd be cool. So shout out to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I mean, better luck next time, I guess. I don't know. Oh my God, if Robert F. Kennedy had my voice, game over. Well, they do say, I mean, people joke around that he ate too much pussy, but oral sex for a man, because obviously they're going inside the woman's body, and there are germs down there. Not so much on the dick, because I mean, I don't want to get my stream. I noticed some of my streams get dinged for partial financial reasons, so I don't want to get too dirty. But since a woman's private parts are basically on the innard sides, there is more potential for disease for the guy, because that's directly going into his throat. I mean, Michael Douglas said he had throat cancer, I think, because of that. Do you keep in contact? I keep in contact with his brother Max. We're pretty close. Rory, who is my age, every now and then, she's a fantastic documentary maker. I mean, she had that great documentary on my Aunt Ethel on, I think, HBO, where the early part, I had never seen video of my parents at their weddings, and they had it. So that was kind of cool for me. Um, so yes, Michael Douglas claimed that he got throat cancer, and to be honest with you, it kind of makes sense when you think about it. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Bruce Dickinson thing, but I mean it checks out when you think, even if a woman hops right out of the shower and you go right down there, and let's keep the conversation clean for the sake of Earl's stream. There's going to be germs down there, and those germs go directly into the mouth of the man. I mean, I've been given a shabuzi. I don't know who Shabuzi. He's singing the name. Shabuzi. Times are changing in the NHL. Let me tell you that much. Hold on. I better take. I feel like Kevin Brennan, but I got to take a picture of this guy. I guarantee you, he can't name one player on the. I need these pictures for some. Well, I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Hit the like button while I'm doing this. That's why we have to swear off women, boys. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll tell you that much right now. But I mean, I might swear off women because of the last couple breakups, but don't worry about that. I've never heard of Shabuzi before. He's probably the only black guy in Utah right now. Hello. We got a Dodger game on tonight, so it's a wild. We got the Mike Tyson fight coming up next month. I'm really hoping Tyson fucking kills him, but I have a feeling they'll do a wink, wink, hush, hush deal for Tyson not to hit him that hard. I mean, Mike Tyson can still hit hard. Like, I would love it if he clocked fucking Jake Paul, but props to Jake Paul for. I mean, even though Tyson's 58, I wouldn't want to fight a 58-year-old Tyson. All these lunatics that eat door number 2. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I can't imagine what comes out of the ass that we know of. I mean, well, my dad had throat cancer. It's no fucking. I mean, no cancer's good. I mean, I had skin cancer. You can probably see the scars right here still. That's why everyone asks me, since I have most of my hair, why do I wear a visor? Because I don't want to get skin cancer again. Jets fire coach Robert Saleh. Wow, breaking news. Patriots plan to start Drake May versus the Texans. Yeah, I mean, I know plenty of people that eat ass. I mean, comics are pigs. They're all comics too. They're just all horned up maniacs. So let me thank the tippers. We're going from ass eating to thanking the tippers, fan funders, whatever you want to call yourselves. FAQ ACDC 5150 is always welcome in the stream, and all the locals. I don't know what Brian Callen does, and I don't really want to know. Yeah, speaking of eating ass, let's thank the tippers. Come on now. I like to thank him, whether there's one or like the other night. Are you ready to rock? Probably got his super chat bill, and he's probably like, boy, I like Skakel, but I might have to get some chargebacks on that one. So yeah, I mean, Edward, can you imagine what Eddie Van Halen was licking? I mean, and I'm sure it wasn't just Valerie. Boing. I don't know if I want to go to Jersey Mike's because Danny DeVito eats there. No offense, but don't know. I'm not asking for tips, Queen on. I'm not doing these streams for money. You guys are good to me. I mean, just like the video and maybe share it to your friends. You know, there's many ways that you can help uh, a streamer. You know, it's not all financial. I mean, just leaving comments like William Zoom does, like it keeps the algorithm going. Um, you know, liking, subscribing, you know, helps. You know, because when you get, I think it's over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, I can go to the YouTube studios and use their video process, and like it's all free. Like it's content for. I could do an inappropriate Earl from the YouTube studios. You know how fucking good that would look. I mean, I'm proud of how this. By the way, I'm interviewing tomorrow on Inappropriate Earl, the great comic Mo Mandel. He's got a special coming out Thursday. So please listen to that. It'll be out probably about an hour before or an hour after we do it. So how much did the guy tip? $1.99. Is he related to Howie Mandel? I don't think so, but I don't know. I'll ask him tomorrow. So, and with what YouTube takes out, I've done a 57-minute stream, and now I sound like Steel Toe breaking down the money, honey. So, you know, it just helps the operations desk. And thank you, William Zoom, for plugging. You know, I'm gonna try and be more active on Patreon. You know, the Comedy Store now tapes all of our main room sets, so I can't put them out in full on YouTube because they don't want 45-minute chunks looking like a special on YouTube when people pay to have their specials done there, which I understand. So, but we can break them up into clips. So, but I could put the whole thing up on Patreon. So, Corey Feldman of the Dabbleverse. I'm not sure what that means, Mr. Dominic. Are we getting a troll 2 minutes before I end the stream? How dare you? You know, if I were, you know, I'm not in the Dabbleverse, so I can't even say I'm this of the Dabbleverse. So, how much does it cost for live stand up? I mean, it's not cheap, to be honest with you. I mean, like I was doing a little light crowd work at the store Saturday night, and you know, there's couples in the front row. So I'm like, you know, listen, I'm going to do a full effort for you guys because I realized tickets were probably $30. Let's say $30. Probably in the front row, probably $40. So let's say $40 for the front row. So that's $80. 4 drinks for two people, 2 drink minimum. They probably went to dinner beforehand, and they might go out for a nightcap. So, although all that money is not directly related to the Comedy Store, but if you go for dinner, a comedy club, and a nightcap, you know you're $200 or $300. So that's why I always give it a full effort. Now, some of my comedy comrades don't believe in that; they just phone it in. But that's all right because it makes me look better. Yeah, parking at the Comedy Store. Well, you don't park at the Comedy Store, but the Andaz Hotel, which has a parking lot right next door to the store. That's, I think, $25. You could park at Pink Dot, which is like a convenience store 2 blocks down. That's probably $20. I'm not sure. I've never really parked there. 100% Grand Thor, 100%. But if you come see me at the Comedy Store, or if I'm ever in your hometown, free of charge. Free of charge. All I ask is that you support this channel, not financially, just hitting the like button, subscribing, spreading the word, whatever you want to call it. Watch out, we got another. The second period has started here. Poor Corpusalo. He's going to get crucified tomorrow. Oh, he sucks, but you know what? Not one goal's been his fault, in my humble opinion. Do they give you free parking? Yes. The parking lot at the Comedy Store, only paid regulars can park there. So, you know, it's a nice perk, to be honest with you. The employees can't park there, but the paid regulars can. So it's and now in terms of Night Moose live stand up at like the Stand, I'm not, you know, I've only done the Stand once, but it's economical and a lot of people walk there. But you know, you might take an Uber. So that's, you know, 20, $30. 2 tickets at the Stand is probably about the same at the Comedy Store. So you know, I would say, and they have food there. It's very good food. I mean, most clubs do not have good food. The Stand in New York has amazing food. So, and I'm rarely there, so I'm not like cucking to the Stand. But uh, I when I go to New York, I'd much rather play the Stand than the Cellar. But I'm not going to lie to you, the Cellar probably they don't even know who I am. Probably. Is Shab a paid regular? He is not. And I don't know the deal with that whole Annie thing. I mean, I'm sure he tried, but Annie's cool. You know, she's like a dude. Like, if you're gonna try and fuck her, or you know, she has a fiance now. If you're gonna try and do anything with her, she's gonna shut you down pretty fast. So Shab picked the wrong. Well, Shab, you know, when he was doing comedy, and I don't think he does it anymore. He would park in the lot. Probably just perks of being friends with Rogan. Uh, yeah, Annie's cool. She actually brought me up for my very first. To go on, well, I guess this page, my YouTube, you can see her bring me up, and she gave me a great line or a great intro because she knew it was my first set. You never forget your first set at the Comedy Store. Uh, so, um, you know, I'll always be close with Annie just for that. All right, this game's kind of calming down with the rough stuff. We'll go another couple minutes. I don't like to just do endless streams. I don't know how Win by Two and Melton do 5-hour streams. I mean, I just don't get that. I don't know how they do it. I mean, we've done an hour stream, and I'm not sick of doing it, but I'm okay. You know, I've reached my peak. You ever bump into Jeff Ross in the lot? I do, and you know, we don't talk, but I don't run from him. You know, it's like I said in the beginning of the stream. Uh, I don't regret one word I've said about him because I kept it real. I didn't call him fat or anything. You know, because that shit's just talking shit. You know, you guys know why I don't like him. Uh, will never be cool because there's frankly nothing that he can do to make it right. The 2 shows are canceled, and you know you can't do another Adam Egget roast and put me back on it. So that was a memory that I wanted just because Adam's one of my best friends. So no, I don't shake hands with him, but I'll never bring him up, and he'll never bring me up. We're I go on usually about 2 or 3 after Jeff, but, there probably will be a time where, he's at another club, like the Improv or whatever, and, he'll wanna go up again, so he'll go to the Comedy Store, and, I might be up on stage, and I'll have to bring him up or something like that. Um, I would give him a intro, but I wouldn't shake his hand. I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, we're cool." Fuck that, man. I ain't like most of the fake people in this business. Well, I was never gonna be on a Netflix roast anyway. I'm not big enough. Now, if my special takes off, and I just the other day, one of the biggest, maybe the of Hollywood comedy manager followed me. That's not by accident. Uh, I mean, but see, that's the thing. It's like that could have been a good way for me and Jeff to somewhat bury the hatchet. And it wasn't on TV. There was probably 100 people in the fucking room. It was done for Adam and his friends, and that's it. And I wouldn't have ruined the mood. I mean, I definitely would have made jokes about what, but it wouldn't have been like, um, and I would have done it in a funny way because I had written jokes for everyone on the dais. Like I had written not jokes for them, but against them, I guess you'd say. And I had written probably 10 jokes for Whitney. So what I was gonna do is, I'd do a couple Jeff jokes and then go, well, I had 10 jokes for Whitney coming, but she's not here. So here's the other jokes I wrote on Jeff Ross. Like it would have been funny, but he's such a fucking puss that, he talked to Adam. That is that. So I would love to see myself on Theo's pod. And that's something where you guys could help me. Believe me, I would rather you message Theo on whatever you follow him on Twitter or Instagram and say, why don't you have Skakel on? And then if enough people ask, he'll do it because we're friends. And even last night, we had great chemistry. I hadn't seen him in a while, and we fell back into laughter and whatnot. So that's another way you can help. I believe I don't want to dox him, but I think he lives in Nashville now. But, he comes out here a lot. So that's about it, guys. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Oh, I'm sorry, Queen On. I missed your question. Did Shab try and bang all the female comics? I don't know, to be honest with you. We never have been on. We've been on one show at the Improv together. It was one of Rogan's shows. It was me. Check out this lineup: me, Hinchcliffe, Red Band, Shab, and Holtzman. And my really only true interaction with Shab was I brought him up after me, and we had never really met, and I had a really good set, and I brought him up to the stage. He gave me a fist bump and said, "Nice job, dude." And I said, "Go get him." Thank you. So I got no problem with Shab. The only thing I've ever said that was unkind, I guess, is like his special. Um, so, um, I mean, and a lot of people say, "Well, where's your special, bro?" I could have 100 specials out. My feelings would still be the same about his special. I mean, that's one of the that's one of the tough things about comedy is like, I know when I finally put out my special, I think a lot of people are going to love it. They're going to appreciate it. People say, this guy sucks. It's just part of the game. So yeah, thank you. I mean, I try and make this, I mean, I'd rather be on YouTube than Showtime. I mean, more people will see it on YouTube. And I think I'm going to basically be like, hey, pay what you want. You can pay $1 for it. You can pay $100 for it. You can watch it for free. That's on you. I mean, I am financing it on my own. I'm not doing a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter where you guys pay for it. And I think you guys probably would. I could probably raise 30 to 50 grand off my fans. And that would make my life a lot easier. but I am going to finance this myself. And if you guys want to tip me after you watch it, I'll take it. Well, or if I could sell all my jerseys, Wayne, I could really have a great special. I have I'm sitting on about $200,000 to $400,000 worth of game worn hockey jerseys. If anyone knows a buyer, I'll cut you in on the deal. Yeah, I mean the co-brand intro. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you guys. That was $1,000, and you probably think, what? We shot that video in a director's garage. He built the thing so I could rotate around on it like a rotisserie. And it's actually, if you count the sign, which I didn't buy for the special or for that video, you know, O'Neill, the award-winning director, and two other PAs were like, it's only about a 20-second video, but that's how expensive this shit gets. For $1,000, you get 20 seconds of content. So you can imagine what an hour special is going to be like. Peter Chicken Man Brennan. If Stuttering John or Chud get taken away by Melton, will you roast on their benefit? Sorry, can't super chat out of country. I would. I'm a big man on charity. I mean, do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm betting on myself. And then, like in my fantasy world, the special does so well on YouTube just through a buzz and a word of mouth that, Netflix goes, hey, take it off of YouTube and let's put it on Netflix. I mean, Netflix needs content too, but Netflix doesn't really buy specials anymore. So, I mean, maybe I have Diddy finance it, but he needs his money for his lawyer fees. Woo! Still 4-1 Florida Panthers. We got 12:44 left to go in the second period. After this game, you've got the Utah Hockey Club in the house. So, sure you can get on the podcast to promote special, which will help. Yeah, I mean, I know Rogan does not like to be asked to do his podcast, so that's, if I could get on Theo, that special would kill if I got on Theo, Rogan, and say Bert and Tom's pods. I mean, and I'm liked by all those guys, but that's a one where I think I'd have to just get on one, like say Theo's, and it would be a good one. And then Rogan sees, hey, Earl, why don't you come on mine? And then Tom sees it, and then I do Tom's, and then Bert sees it, and hey, why don't you do this? And then maybe I get on some pods that I don't know, like the Guys We Fucked podcast, and just I mean that's how it works. Get on at Santino, best friend. What is it called? Best friends or whatever. Yeah, but I'm good with weird because listen. I might not be the funniest comic in the world, but there's very few comics who are quicker than me. I did all that shit with Jesse Lee Peterson off the top of my head because Jesse had sent me a episode with Jamie Kennedy, and he was like, "Hey, you should watch this so you know what you're getting yourself into." And I didn't watch it because I wanted to be organic, and it worked out. So one more minute, guys. We'll go one more minute. And then I got to take Lois for a walk. And we got 5-1 game, baby. Corpusalo. I can't say that was a bad goal either, to be honest with you. Yeah. I mean, I'm down. Yeah, but ACDC, you get on that. Like, you get Like I said, Jesse Lee Peterson, I think has like 250,000 followers on Instagram. I think Rogan on Twitter anyway has 14 million. If I went to Austin tomorrow and did Rogan, I have 12,000 followers, ironically, on both Twitter and Instagram. And I would come back Wednesday with probably 50,000 followers on both. And that's huge. Like when I did Roast Battle, I probably gained about 2 or 3 thousand followers because it's on constantly still. I mean, at one point it was on Comedy Central, it was on YouTube. I think Peacock, Paramount Plus, or Peacock, one of those. So it's just and I think it would be a really good interview, to be honest with you, because he knows me and he's a good interviewer. Like when he's locked in, he's a very good interviewer. So I certainly would like to be on it because, then other big podcasts want you. It's just how it works. So it's like when I got past at the Comedy Store, the Improv and Laugh Factory were like, "Hey, Earl," and whereas before they didn't even return an email. Uh, I don't think it's. Oh, that would be huge if the Shane Doan roast got on the NHL Network. That'd be so good for me. That would be huge for me. Um, and it wasn't that dirty, to be honest with you. Like I think you could air my clip in its entirety. Uh, yeah, I mean, I heard she kind of bumbled the View today, which is surprising because that's a very favorable room for her. Didn't see much on the Stern interview. I mean, he's probably just kissed her ass the whole time. I mean, I don't think football's rigged. Is it possible? Sure. Like especially now with all the gambling sites, DraftKings and Palace doing commercials during games. I mean, there's definitely a way to get to players. I mean, NHL probably. I'm not saying it's rigged, but like, anytime, Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, they're very gambling friendly, and all it takes is for one player on one team to get in debt. And Jaromir Jagr. I read a book by my friend Joey Odessa. Shout out to the king, Joey Odessa. And he founded the first offshore sports book. And he said Jaromir Jagr was one of his best clients. And he said, and I believe him because Joey's like me, he's not a bullshitter. He said Jagr would literally make bets in pregame warm-ups. So, and why do you think fucking he's still playing? He's 52 years old, playing hockey still. It ain't for the love of the game. He needs the money, honey. Earl, who wins the election if you had to bet? I mean, if you said, "Hey, you got to bet your house on who wins," I wouldn't because it's tight. It's very tight. I mean, when Trump almost got assassinated the first time, I thought, and he got up there, fuck yeah, blood out of his ear. I thought, oh, he just won the election. And then Kamala is the fundraising. He's got more money. She's got more money than him, 3-1. I mean, it's tight, man. And I don't think that debate swayed many people. I don't think the VP debate swayed anyone. It was kind of boring. So I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's right now, it's a dead heat. You've got about 30 days to the election. So it's a lot can go wrong or right for either candidate. I like Trump's policies better, but he gets into these wacky talking about Hannibal Lecter and shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't like Kamala's policies at all. And she's basically protected by the media. So I mean, I guess I would say edge because of how powerful the media can be. I mean, that's huge to have the media on your side. Oh, we got a breakaway here. Oh, this game's going to erupt, man. Zadorov is going to be buck wild. If this game gets 6-7-1, this third period could take about 7 hours to play. 100%. Kamala talks in legalese. Like Kamala will say something like, I want to solve homelessness on day one. Well, who doesn't want to hear that? No matter what side of the party you're on, we all want homelessness to be solved. But then she doesn't say how she's going to do it. So, and she still didn't have an answer on 60 Minutes for the board. I'll give 60 Minutes this. I mean, they are definitely more pro Kamala than they are Trump. They held her feet to the fire on the border issue, and she just kind of she totally did a lawyer legalese, double talk. Yeah, 100% ACDC. So, um, I thought, was it Scott Pelley? I thought he did a very good job of being relatively impartial. And so, it's tight. I think Trump's biggest problem, referee just got taken out. Ah, man, Boston just scored. That's no good for the fights. I think, he doesn't really expand outside of his base. Like, it's huge, Kamala going on those podcasts. Call Her Daddy. I mean, that's a big podcast. And that is, I think, if you put a gun to my head, I would say Kamala has a slight advantage because she's starting to go on these podcasts, which Trump isn't. Like, if Trump were smart, he'd go on Rogan. I mean, he went on Theo's, which was good. You'd go on some of these you got to get the youth vote. And right now, I think Kamala's got the edge. Trump has this hardcore fan base. Trump is a lot like Kiss. Where Kiss never had that huge album, like 10 million selling. They had their hardcore fans, and they'd sell 3 to 4 million records, which was very nice sales. But then you started seeing bands like Metallica and Def Leppard, selling 15, 20 million records because they expanded outside their base. I mean, Rogan is obviously the best podcast to go on numbers wise, but so it's tight. I mean, right now it's probably, I mean, you could turn on Fox, they say Trump's winning. You could turn on MSNBC, Trump's winning, or Kamala's winning. So, I mean, it's, although I will say, I do seem to see more of a groundswell. There's a little scrum. I see a lot of, Kamala get out the vote parties. I don't see any of that for Trump, at least in Los Angeles. So, boys, yes. A lot of anyone who regularly listens to something called Call Me Daddy. Well, I mean, the fact, though, Wayne, is that they are a popular podcast. So, they have a lot of listeners, and they have listeners that both candidates need, childbearing women. So, Tony, what's up? We're just about to end the stream, unfortunately, but I like you coming in. 100% ACDC. I agree with you. But that, unfortunately for Trump, like, he is the opposite demographic that podcast. So it's a great move for her to go on that. I mean, I'm sure her campaign manager has a list of 20 podcasts. Hey, you need to go on this. You need to go on Burr's podcast. I mean, if I were Trump, I'd at least go on Marin. But I think he's leans left, so maybe that wouldn't be a great interview. Um, you just can't go on Hannity or Fox and Friends. You got to expand the base, and you got 30 days to do it. So move it, Donald J. Trump. Earl Skakel here. We'll probably do a stream tomorrow. Thank you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. You know the deal. And if you guys want to see me on any podcast, from Call Me Daddy, Guys I Fucked, Theo's podcast, reach out to them. It's shit like that helps. They got to think fans want to listen. So I'd rather have that than super chats, to be honest with you. Thank you, Grant Thor. Trump almost joined the Bullet Club. We'll talk a little AEW tomorrow. We'll do AEW. We'll do some AEW talk tomorrow. And once again, I'm having Mo Mandela on Appropriate Earl tomorrow. We'll be out about an hour after we do it. So thank you guys. I love you all. Earl Skakel in the Earlverse. Over and out.